Hey everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we are firing up the grill for something absolutely delicious, packed with flavor, and super healthy. We're making grilled, marinated tofu with a rainbow of fresh vegetables. If you've ever thought tofu was bland or boring, this recipe is going to completely change your mind. It's smoky, it's savory, and the texture is just perfect. This is a fantastic plant-based option for your next barbecue, a quick weeknight dinner, or even for meal prepping. It's easy, it's impressive, and I promise, even the most skeptical eaters in your family will be asking for seconds. So, if you're ready to master the art of grilling tofu, stick around. Let's get cooking. First things first, let's talk about our star ingredient, the tofu. For grilling, you absolutely want to use extra firm or super firm tofu. These varieties hold their shape beautifully on the grill and won't fall apart. The most crucial step, and I can't stress this enough, is pressing your tofu. This removes excess water, which does two amazing things. It allows the tofu to get a much better, firmer texture, and it helps it soak up all the delicious marinade we're about to make. You can use a dedicated tofu press, or just do what I do. Wrap the block in a clean kitchen towel or a few paper towels, place it on a plate, and put something heavy on top, like a cast iron skillet or a few books. Let it press for at least 30 minutes, but an hour is even better if you have the time. While our tofu is pressing, let's whip up the magic marinade. This is where all the flavor comes from. In a bowl, we're going to combine some simple but powerful ingredients. I'm starting with a 1/4 cup of low-sodium soy sauce, or tamari, for that savory umami base. Next, we'll add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup for a touch of sweetness to balance everything out. Then, a tablespoon of sesame oil for that nutty, aromatic flavor we all love. For a little kick, I'm adding a teaspoon of sriracha feel, free to add more or less, depending on your spice preference. A tablespoon of rice vinegar will give it a nice, bright temps. And finally, for our aromatics, I'm grating in about an inch of fresh ginger and 2 cloves of garlic. Give that all a good whisk until it's well combined. Just smell that. It's already so fragrant and delicious. This marinade is incredibly versatile, so feel free to experiment with things like a pinch of smoked paprika or a little liquid smoke for an even smokier flavor. Now that our tofu is nicely pressed, let's cut it up. I like to slice my block into about 1/2 inch thick planks. This size is perfect for grilling. They cook through evenly and get those beautiful grill marks. You could also cut them into cubes and thread them onto skewers, which is a great option, especially if you're cooking for a crowd. Once they're sliced, place them in a shallow dish or a reusable zip-top bag. Pour that gorgeous marinade all over the tofu, making sure every single piece is coated. Gently toss them around a bit. Now, for the hard part, we have to let it marinate. The longer, the better. I recommend at least 30 minutes, but if you can let it sit in the fridge for a few hours, or even overnight, the flavor will be out of this world. The tofu will act like a sponge and soak up all that goodness. While the tofu is marinating, let's prep our vegetables. Grilling brings out the natural sweetness in vegetables, and it's a great way to get your daily dose. Today, I'm using a colorful mix of red bell pepper, zucchini, red onion, and some button mushrooms. For the bell pepper, I'll just slice it into thick strips. I'll cut the zucchini into thick rounds, about 1/2 inch. The red onion, I'll cut into wedges, keeping the root end intact so the layers stay together on the grill. And for the mushrooms, I'll just leave them whole. You can really use any vegetables you love. Here broccoli, florets, asparagus, spears, cherry tomatoes, or even corn on the cob would all be fantastic. Once they're all chopped, I'll toss them in a large bowl with a little bit of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and some black pepper. Just enough to get them lightly coated so they don't stick to the grill. Simple, fresh, and ready to go. All right, our tofu is marinated. Our veggies are prepped. It's time to head out to the grill. You want to preheat your grill to a medium-high heat, around 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius. It's really important to make sure your grill grates are clean and well-oiled. I just take a paper towel, dip it in a high-heat oil like canola or avocado oil, and use tongs to wipe it over the grates. This is the secret to preventing your tofu from sticking and getting those picture-perfect grill marks. If you don't have an outdoor grill, don't worry. You can absolutely use a grill pan on your stovetop over medium-high heat. You'll get the same amazing results. Let's get this tofu on the grill. Carefully place each plank of tofu directly on the hot, oiled grates. You should hear a nice sizzle right away. That's the sound of success. Try to leave a little space between each piece so they cook evenly. We're going to grill them for about 5 to 7 minutes per side. The key here is to resist the urge to move them around too much. Let them sit and develop that beautiful char and those classic grill marks. This adds another layer of flavor and helps create a nice glaze. After about 5 minutes, let's check one. Use your tongs to gently lift a corner. If it releases easily and you see those dark defined lines, it's time to flip. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Now we flip all the pieces over and cook them for another 5 to 7 minutes on the second side. Again, you can brush the top side with any remaining marinade. The tofu should be firm to the touch and beautifully charred on both sides when it's done. Now for the vegetables. I'm going to place them on the grill alongside the tofu. They'll cook at about the same rate. The onions and peppers will take about 8 to 10 minutes total, flipping them halfway through. The zucchini and mushrooms will be a little quicker, maybe 6 to 8 minutes. You're looking for them to be tender crisp and have a little bit of char. You can use a grill basket for smaller vegetables to prevent them from falling through the grates, which is a super helpful tool to have. The smell out here is just incredible. The savory marinade, the smoky char, the fresh veggies. This is what summer cooking is all about. Everything is cooked to perfection. So let's bring it all inside and plate it up. Look at this beautiful platter. We have our perfectly grilled tofu planks with those incredible grill marks and our vibrant, tender, crisp vegetables. The colors are just popping. I love to serve this right away while it's hot. You can serve the tofu planks whole, or you can slice them into strips. For a final touch, I like to sprinkle on some fresh chopped cilantro or parsley for a bit of freshness.